Time for my weekly dose of council bashing. Over in Victoria, Labor's Policy Committee wants to loosen and eventually scrap the cap on council rate hikes, arguing that some councils can't afford to meet community needs. Boo-hoo! A bit like we can't afford to meet the council's rates, I suppose. And it's not any better in Sydney's West. Blacktown Council is planning to lock in a staggering 20 years of rate rises to raise more than $200 million for 2 new office buildings. Now, under this deal, rates would increase by 3.9% annually for the next 2 decades. Locked in. I mean, Amanda, do these people not understand that, yes, I know the cost of doing business for them has gone up, but so has the cost of doing business for the rest of us. So they say, we can't afford to do what we do anymore, so we'll go and take the money off of you. How do they think we afford to do what we do? Where are we meant to find the money?
This is probably one of the most insulting things that I've heard a council do. We're in a cost of living crisis. Western Sydney is hit very, very hard. You've got 32% of people in Blacktown in particular earning $500 a week. The general manager of the council is on over $500,000 for his salary. And they're saying, we would like a nice new building, so we would like you to pay for it, which is horrific. How about they focus on making sure every single person in their LGA is fed and housed and looked after and feel safe before they then say, could you please make sure that our conference room has 12 seats because we don't like the 8-seater that we've got now. It's absolutely elitist. And I think every single person on that council that supported this needs to be exposed and they need to be voted out. Well,
you can bung a few more seats in the room, you know, even if it's a bit squishy, I'm sure you can make it work. But it's the idea that they don't, councils and all levels of government, for some reason, Freya, don't feel like it's their responsibility to tighten their belts. I mean, the rest of us have tightened our belts and said, well, we have to make sacrifices in terms of certain things that we can and can't spend on because the cost of living has changed. But they live in a fantasy land where they don't have to do that because they can compulsorily take our money from us. So we have to tighten even harder when they don't at all.
And the worst part of this is it's a building for the council bureaucrats to sit in. Not even the frontline workers, not the people mowing the lawns, picking up the garbage, doing the actual work that a council should do, fixing the roads. No, it's for the bureaucrats to sit in a nicely air-conditioned, brand new, beautiful building. But it's like, as Amanda said, how is that the priority for the council? And doesn't that just demonstrate how out of touch they are? We are all cutting down on our discretionary spending. Any data around household expenditure shows that. We're eating out less, we're shopping less.
And they don't even have discretionary spending in Blacktown.
Exactly.
These people are suffering and they've come along and done this. It's absolutely, I'm outraged. I think it's absolutely horrific.